Right, welcome everybody out. Tonight's topic is back to school. I'll just get that up on the screen real quick.
Okay.
Can everybody see that?
Yep. All right. Some of us are parents, some of us are grandparents, and this is just information for those who have children that are going back to school. I know that the people in Australia, in the UK, they've been in school all year and they're still in school. So it's not like it's the beginning of the school year for you. But it's still a good information for all the parents to help the children have a good school year. Okay, so guys, you're welcome to add to this. I didn't put everything in here, but just to give you a starting point. So I know that some of the parents want to get into oils and they don't know what to do and where to start. So here it is for you. Okay, so first of all, Ben and I, we have 4 children, and this October will be 7 years that we haven't needed to take the kids to the doctors. And we're not against doctors, we like doctors, just because they've been so well. And if they have a little sniffle or a little cut or, something so minor, we can fix it with what we have at home. And it's been so amazing. In fact, they have learned the skills to take care of themselves too. So if they have a little bit of indigestion or tummy problems, they can go to the oils and use it and be well. It's amazing. So how about that? 7 years. Pretty good, Henry. Yeah. Alrighty. So let's start with the basics. So sleep. So
hey Jade. This is
Yeah.
Ron. We're about 4.5 years, and we only went once in that 4.5 years, and that was just to check out, make sure what she had, so then we could treat it.
Yeah, actually, the first year Maddie had a fracture, and so we went and then they did an X-ray, and we knew what to do about that. Lots of helichrysum and deep blue. So it was a awesome thing to have at home. Thank you, Ron. Anybody else want to share?
I noticed that they're not getting sick as often. It was like last year, so it hasn't been a year yet, but their allergies were not there because we started doing it early. They didn't get like strep and stuff or any like those little bugs that just come around. So I can tell that their immune system has been improved, I'm hoping that they don't go.
Yeah, you know what? We take it for granted sometimes until we hear parents and friends, have complaints, and then we think, oh yeah, that sounds bad, but it's just, yeah. And
well, it was always spring and fall, whenever the seasons would change, that we would just live through like allergy medicine, and it would be like so much for everyone. It would like cost a fortune. And so Ethan was like, I'm not doing that this year. And I was like, oh, he's so smart. Let me do that. And so this season like didn't even really affect us. So yeah.
Yeah, and we moved here to Florida, and everyone says, hey, this is allergy state. I'm like, that's what everyone says about their state. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't feel it or see it or experience it at all. Yeah, and your mom was awesome the other day. She was saying how, what was it, she couldn't sleep well, and she's like, oh, when I did this, and then I was able to sleep, and now I don't have that problem anymore. I was so surprised. And then she had a tummy problem, and she said, Stacey told me to rub this oil on, and it went away. And she was like, I was so surprised how quickly it did.
Well, she had the tablet, but she didn't have the oil, and she had it maybe, but she had never tried it. And I said, well, you can take that to last, but like immediately it'll work in a few minutes. Just put it on. And she thought she wouldn't go with us. Like we were going to leave, and she said, well, y'all just go, and then I'll meet you after. And I said, you don't have to. Just go in the bathroom, put this on your stomach. And then she came out, and I was like, just put your shoes on, keep on going. And then she's like, I feel better already. And I said, yeah. She's like, okay, I need to keep that with me at all times. And I said, I can't believe you didn't try it. I said, it doesn't matter if it's something you ate. Doesn't matter what it is, anything with your stomach. I said Ethan was the first person that tried it and showed me. And when I went to try it, I was like, oh, I hope it works as fast as Ethan says, and it did. And so, yeah, I just say anybody that has anything, just use the oil. It'll be right away. You can keep on going. So
it's really cool, because that's why we need to go. Sometimes something happens and then we say, hey, let's try this oil. Oh, it's gone. So we really don't have to go to the doctors. And so that was nice. Yeah. Okay, so we can start with the basics. I have a few categories here: sleep, immunity, digestion, focus, and concentration. And for people who are listening to our podcast, you can go to jadebolden.com, and in the search bar, you can just type in back to school and you'll be able to see our post here. Okay, so sleep, of course, is the most important time to reset and rest and repair. So we could use Serenity oil, and that's a blend. Put 2 or 3 drops in a diffuser before bed, a half an hour before bed, so you're smelling it and it's calming you down and relaxing you. So you can have a deeper, more restful sleep. Lavender, you can do the same with lavender, or you can rub lavender on the bottom of your feet. Okay. Cedarwood is another oil to help with sleep. And for whatever problem you have, if you can sleep, your body is going to rest and repair. Your body will start detoxing, and actually it'll start to cleanse. And if people are looking to lose weight, really focus on sleep. It's funny, but you can lose weight in your sleep. Okay, I've had a lot of people, when they stress and they hold on to all of the toxins and the garbage and the fat, and when they learn to sleep, they just shed. Okay. Juniper berry, rub that on your tummy, or you can put it under your tongue. And the idea of juniper berry is it actually settles your organs. Your organs wake you up throughout the night. So if you have to go to the bathroom to pee at 3 o'clock in the morning and then again at 5 or whatever, juniper berry can help settle all that so that you can sleep through the night. And if you have uninterrupted sleep, you'll be able to function much better the next day and be happier. Okay, so juniper berry, and the last oil here is vetiver. Same thing, rub it on your feet and on your forehead, put it in the diffuser about half an hour before bed. For those people who are wondering, yes, you can use all of these if you want to, or a combination of them, so just a couple of drops of each. Okay, so if you have big time sleep difficulty, then try all of it. And maybe add bergamot, because we talked about bergamot last week being a great help for sleep. All right. Any experiences that you guys want to share about this?
I've used lavender a lot and juniper berry, Serenity, and I did use cedarwood, but I really didn't realize that it was, I used it at night, but I didn't realize that it was helping me sleep. So, but I've used them alone and I've used them together as well. So, and sometimes I just really liked it. I would either take Serenity or lavender. I put it in the diffuser, but sometimes I'd either put it on my wrist or just rub it on my nose, because sometimes I'll sleep like this and I just wanted to keep on smelling it. And so I would just do that, and I just, it just relaxed me.
People do that a lot. We put it on their mustache area.
At night, that's my moisturizer, is fractionated coconut oil and lavender, and I just put it all over my face and my neck, and then I do cedarwood layered on top on my wrists and my chest. I've slept like a baby for years. Years. And I've recently been using juniper berry a little bit more. Mm-hmm. And of course I know vetiver is quite calming too. So
yep.
Oh, I used balance as well.
Yep. It's another oil that we can add to that too. Yeah, that's awesome.
Jade, I think Kayla's probably shared before, but our youngest son had a lot of was a night owl and wouldn't go to sleep, and we started putting lavender on him, and and it made a huge difference in his going to sleep, like hours, like 2-3 hours earlier than what he had normally done. So, and recently I fell in love with Serenity. My mind does not like to calm down at night, and the Serenity makes a huge difference. And like you said, about a half hour before you sleep, and I can sleep sound now. So
that's awesome, Ron. Thank you.
How do you use it, Ron? Do you just diffuse it?
I put it on the bottom of my feet and diffuse it both.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Yep. Love it. Love hearing that. Yeah. I don't know why, but for me, I just wanted to use all of them just in case, I need one or the other. So I layer it on and smell it and sniff it, and then, it helps me sleep. Yeah, that's awesome. One guy, he didn't know, he was new to the oils, and he had, I think, a 5-year-old, 6-year-old son, and this kid was just jumping off the walls, and he's like, well, Jade said that lavender helps you calm down. And so he dumped 10 drops of lavender on his kid's head right there on the crown of his head. And then he says, Jade, minutes later, he fell asleep. And he's like, well, we put him in bed, and it was awesome because it worked. And then he said, and then after an hour, we checked on him and he was still sound asleep. And 2 hours, we checked on him and he was still asleep. This is a nap, right? And he goes, after 3 hours, we're like, do we overdo this? Do we overdose him? So anyways, he woke up after that, but the guy's like, whoa, that one's really worked. And I said, well, you know what? Next time, just use a couple of drops. You don't need that much. But, he was like, okay, Jade said. And then it just jumped. And I'm like, oh, goodness. Not 10 drops.
Jade, it works on pets too. Kayla was over at a friend's house, and they have a little dachshund that it's always hyper. And she went and grabbed her lavender oils and rubbed it on her hands, and then just rubbed it on its ears, and it came down and sat beside her and just quiet as can be. And her friend came out and said, what did you do to my dog? And she was just explaining to him what she did. And like you said, it just really just calmed him down, and it was amazing to see how quickly it did.
Oh, that's awesome. Ron, you reminded me of pets. So guys, if you have pets, your pets will tell you if they like it or not. So some people tell me, well, which oils for pets, which oils for not? And I said, pets are like humans. They will tell you which oils they like too. So, I think your mom just called me this afternoon, Stacey, and she says, oh yeah, I put a little bit of frankincense in my hand, and I asked the dog, and the dog sniffed it and licked its lips and, stuck its tongue out. And I think, oh, okay, he likes it. So I'm like, yeah, there you go. You did that smell test on your dog, right? So anyways, it's your brother's dog, but
Yeah,
awesome.
For our puppy, when she was all so excited, and like he said, when she couldn't be calm, when people came over and were trying to get her used to it, we would just, or in the car, because we had to take her to the vet and she does not like the car. So we put it on her ears, behind her ears, and it helped.
So okay, so it helps with kids and pets too, guys. Okay, immunity and hand sanitizer. There's lots of germs at school, and the kids are going to be around school, especially kids that are in preschool. They put everything in their mouths, and things just spread. They catch things very quickly. So with our kids, the first 3 years or so, I was very diligent, and I rubbed our immunity blend on their feet every morning. And slowly I thought, no, you know what, you guys can do it yourself. And then so in the morning I say, hey, oil, socks, shoes. That's the that's the order. And they got it, right? And now they do it on their own, and they take supplements and other things too, so that's awesome. But On Guard is a powerful blend. There have been lots of research on Guard. If you look up pubmed.gov and type in On Guard and essential oils, you pull up a whole bunch of research, and it's super powerful. The oils are adapting to the germs, and so you can have new germs, and the oils can beat that one too. Melaleuca is another wonderful oil that's powerful and boosts immunity. You can use Breathe. Some of my kids, one twin likes the Breathe oil and the other twin likes the vapor stick. So you could do that, and that will help with respiratory. And just do this regularly so that if your kids do come down with something, it's very mild if they come down with anything at all. Okay, and abivite. Rub that on the bottom of your feet and diffuse it as often as you can. Okay, and you can make a little roller bottle or a spritzer bottle for your kids to take to school and label it hand sanitizer with these oils, a combination of these oils, or we do have an immunity blend on this website too. But I find that it doesn't really matter. It just use some of your favorites because all the oils are very powerful against environmental threats. Because, they get you to buy these big bottles of hand sanitizers and they just pump it like crazy. And it actually inhibits and reduces your immunity. It's very poisonous because they're actually rat poison called triclosan. And it's a registered rat poison, so we don't want our kids to have rat poison on their hands and then eating their lunches, right? So I tell my kids to tell their school teacher if they are forced to use it, they say, hey, we have our own, or they say, well, we're allergic to it, which they are because that's poisonous. Okay, so that's what we do. They can carry it in their backpacks and use it if they remember it. Okay, any questions, comments? Any moms in here that want to add to this?
Tons of people ask me about the hand sanitizer.
You can do the fancy one that people use with the aloe vera gel and things like that. I mean, so that it looks like something that they're familiar with. But I have oils with me. When we go to petting zoos and things, I'm like, okay, you're done. Show me your hands. And yeah.
Jade, we've just done On Guard and with water and a spritzer.
Yeah, that's perfect. And
It has a dual purpose. You can also use it as a throat lozenge too. Because it's just water and On Guard, and then you can spray it in your mouth and.
Yeah, that's excellent, Ron. Thanks for sharing that. And there's little nozzles. They're less than 50 cents a piece, right? You can buy a pack of 6 or so.
If you get those ones that will fit on, and you can just use an old On Guard bottle and just put it there and cut you can cut the stem off on it so it's short, so it just fits in the bottle. In the bottles, you can find some of those spritzers that way.
Yeah, that's awesome. For the teachers who are listening, I use On Guard cleaning concentrate to clean the desk. I was a teacher, and I swear that my students were less sick than the other classes, and they were calmer too. And I didn't want the janitor, to clean the desk with their sprays, so I did it myself, and I feel like. I feel better because my students would touch the table, put their sandwiches on the table, lick their hands, and or do all sorts of kid stuff. So that way, I feel good inside that they're not being poisoned under my care. Alrighty. Anything else? Anyone want to add to that? We do have a post for teachers, and there's plenty of things that we can do. I actually have a friend text me this afternoon, and her son is pretty hyper, and she asked the teacher if he would like to have a diffuser in his room, and he agreed. So she's all happy about that. So that's really awesome. So she says, this is going to be a really good year, Jade. I'm like, I can tell. It's already starting well. Okay. So I have plenty of teacher friends because I was a teacher, and we have teachers that are teaching special ed all the way to just regular classes, and they love the diffuser. It calms all the kids down and helps them focus. Alrighty, so the next thing is digestion. Okay, so you know that your stomach, your gut has a lot of neurotransmitters, more than even your brains. So if we can keep the tummy nice and healthy, we'll be able to think straight, remember, and learn. Okay, and of course, kids get anxiety and stress, and I know that that affects the tummy too. So if we can manage the anxiety and stress and the tummy, that'll be fine. Okay, so we have a wonderful blend called Digest Zen, and you can take that as often as you can, and rub it on the bottom of your feet. Put a couple of drops in your water. So that's for those people who feel like they do have some gut concerns. But I would just keep the kids healthy, and once in a while give them some of that digestion anyways. All right, so that's digestion. Cardamom is awesome oil, and it's not only just for the tummy, but good for respiratory. And emotionally, cardamom helps you step back a little bit and look at the situation from a different light, kind of taking things down a notch. Because some of our kids, they do, I guess, get a bit dramatic, and something little that happened in school, you might just get caught up in their mind and can't get it out of their heads. And so cardamom kind of helps them step back and relook at the situation and kind of calm down a little bit. Okay, that's cardamom. Anyone want to add anything to this? All right. Peppermint and lemon. It's just great in water to keep the gut clean. And if you have if your kids doing sports, it's a really good oil to help them absorb water better to avoid those leg cramps. All right. I used to had netball girls in Australia where we lived, and they play netball, and they say they drink a lot of water, but they still get these leg cramps. But after we discovered that lemon and peppermint, just one drop of each in their glass water bottles, helps them not get that during their games and things. So that's really cool.
Okay. Hey Ben, what's netball?
It's netball.
Netball.
It's like a girl version of basketball.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. When you catch the ball, you can't dribble. Yeah. So you can look it up, YouTube. Yeah, it's very big. Okay, so fennel. I don't know about you, but I think I want like a big liter bottle of fennel, especially for my twins, because it helps them be more responsible and remember stuff. Right? Don't leave your lunch, bottles and bags and things at school, and remember your stuff and don't lose stuff. Remember your homework. Okay, just be more responsible. So not just for the emotion, but it helps with the tummy. So you can dilute it with fractionated coconut oil, rub it on the tummy, put it in their drink. And sometimes my kids, they crave it too. They ask for fennel, which is good because I'm happy to give it to them. Okay, so that's fennel. All right, and also consider giving them the PB Assist Junior, because that's our probiotics, and it's awesome because it's encapsulated and it tastes like pixie sticks. The very first time I like anything that remotely looks like that, because I'm not that pixie stick kind of person. You guys like it too?
The PBSS Junior is fantastic.
It's awesome. Yeah.
Our granddaughter was having some digestive issues, and she's only 2 and can't communicate what's going on. The digestion help. But while it was doing that, but if she stopped using it, she would back to having the issues again. And she started using the PBSS Junior daily on it, which she absolutely just loves. Thinks it's the greatest tasting stuff, and she's totally, she's not having those issues anymore. So.
That's awesome. She got all those friends in there. Lots of little.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah. There's lots of good things I heard about the PBS cyst. And I switched to taking that instead of the other one because it's tastier. Okay. Anyone else want to share? All right.
I wish we had that when Ethan was younger, because he was like Ron was saying, he had a lot of colon trouble and all this other trouble, and it started like immediately, like as soon as I weaned him. It was just a battle and going to doctors and doctors. So, but I reminded him some of the things that were there then can happen again because he's older and built up all these toxins. So they tasted and they're like, okay, order this all the time, don't let us run. So they tell us before we run out, but sometimes I use it too because it's just easier than all these other pills. So I do the cleanse and the vitamins, and then I just do that. It's good. And I love to bring it to a class because people are so shocked, like what it tastes like. And, but yeah, it's great because it really does help, your stomach and all that. You can tell a difference. So,
Yeah.
And my kids have their own keychain, and they always keep the lemon, the peppermint, the digestin. So like stomach aches, headache, they keep those things on them. And I don't know, Ethan picks a couple other ones too, or Jaden has the deep blue for pain, like you said, sports and stuff. But yeah, it's neat because, like you said, the hand sanitizer or these things they can have at school, and maybe not have to come home. They can stay the rest of the day and things like that. And they were shocked that they just waited a few minutes with the nurse and then. Or didn't even go to the nurse, just went to the bathroom. It was okay after, they didn't have to miss school, which they would always, hate doing. So it's helpful as they get older and they know what to do. It's amazing that, it just changes them.
That's awesome. So that reminded me, Michaela was in 3rd grade and Emily was in 1st grade. So my kids, and they had their little keychain. And Emily went to the nurse, and then they called home, and I didn't get the message for half an hour. And then by the time I got there, Emily ran out and said, "Mommy, Mommy, Mommy." And I thought, hey, you're supposed to be sick, right? That's why I'm here. And she's like, "Oh, Michaela fixed me." And I said, "What? How did she do that?" And she said, "Oh, Michaela walked past, and I called to her, and she's like, 'Oh, what are you doing in here?' And she said, 'I had a tummy problem.' And then Michaela whipped out her little keychain, rubbed a little bit of digestin on Emily's tummy, and then walked away. And then, by the time I got there, half an hour later, Emily's like, 'Oh, fine.' So I'm like, 'You're staying at school.' And she's like, 'No, I want to go home now.' So that was funny how they got to know how to use the oils and then fix each other. That's really fun. Yeah. All right. So the next thing here that's very important is focus and concentration. Balance oil is a blend, and it's your grounding blend, everyone. I always tell people it's your monkey brain blend, when your brain just buzzes and chitter chats and doesn't stop. And so what you do is rub it across your forehead, on your ears, the back of your neck, and your big toes. And do that in the morning. And if you know how to do the crisscross, you cross your hands over and just put it on your temples and hold it there for about a minute. And then just to help the left and the right brain communicate, that should really help. I've had a nephew that, he just has a hard time focusing. And his mom, she says he's got dyslexia and whatever else. And so she said that really helps him. So do that in the morning, and I like to do that at night time to just, stop my brain from chatting so much and just be calm and ready to sleep. Okay, so that's the calming, the grounding blend balance, and it calms us down. Okay, kids that don't, they because they're around other kids, they can be quite anxious, and so that is a really good blend for that too. Okay, helps them be calm and collected. All right, the other one is In Tune, and it comes in a roller bottle, and this is great for us adults too, just to help us focus on one thing at a time and not be so overwhelmed. When you feel like you've got so much on your plate and you just don't know where to start, put some In Tune on across your forehead, the back of your ears, on the back of your neck and on your ears. And if you can, put it on your big toes. That will help too, the bottom of your big toes. Okay, helps you focus. All right, sandalwood and frankincense. It's for brain connectivity. There's some kids that have a hard time just having connections in their brains. So kids that have, they have these repeated movements and they're very fidgety, sandalwood and frankincense will really help. Again, I like to put it across the forehead, the back of the neck, on the ears, and the bottom of the big toes. And do that in the morning before school. Sandalwood and frankincense are, those thicker oils, and they last a while. So that's good. All right. To help with focus and concentration, some parents have a hard time helping their children with this. Cilantro and clove on the big toes will help the cells cleanse the debris from the brain and body, because sometimes we have a lot of environmental toxins. We've got heavy metals in our water and now chocolate too. How sad is that? And we just need to cleanse things out of our system on a regular basis. So I would do this for 3 months on and 2 months off and 3 months on again. So put that in your little oil blend for the feet, for the immunity in the morning, and just add that to that. Okay, cilantro and clove. Get some fantastic reports back from parents that have done that. Okay. All right, so wild orange and peppermint in the diffuser at home when your kids are trying to do homework to keep them focused and alert. Okay, so that's what I have. And I just want to put down here to help you guys, there's a 25% off coupon code here on this page for diffusing mamas. And they have these fantastic cute necklace diffusers. There's one that looks like a power button, so that's good for boys and girls. And real cute ones so that kids can wear that and have their oils with them the whole day. So just want to share that with you guys. That's my affiliate link, so I'm just putting it there for you guys if you like. Anyone want to add to this or ask questions?
Hey, Jade, did you say one time, I could be wrong, but did you say cilantro and lime too? I thought for some reason I remembered telling Ethan to put cilantro and lime on his toe, and I was like, maybe I told him the wrong one.
Oh, no, we did. We told him that because he tested for that.
Okay.
He needed that because lime helps us.
Okay. I know he did concentrate some stuff too, so I was like, oh, maybe I got it mixed up.
You got it right.
Okay.
When you guys were settling.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, it was a long time ago. Yeah, but we have used the Intune, and we've also used sandalwood and clove, but the kids used Intune. Jason used Intune, and he was like, well, now I don't forget where I parked the car, and I remember this. And so, at first when the kids were like, I don't know if it works, he's like, it works because it worked for me. It helped me.
Yeah, I searched for my car for half an hour one time when I came home from my trip. It was in Melbourne. It was Melbourne Airport. It was so big. I almost cried. I was like, I don't know where it is. It's been half an hour walking all around. So, yeah, I could have done with that Intune oil. All right, everyone. Anything else you want to add?
I'll add something. So I did a back to school class too, and one of the recipes that we talked about making was like a lice prevention
Oh, yeah.
recipe with lavender and rosemary in a 2-ounce spray bottle. You could add cedarwood or peppermint to that too, but probably the lavender and the rosemary are really good for that, and it'll help their hair grow.
Yeah, thank you, Debbie. I missed that. That was one of our biggest things, because we have girls with long hair. Yeah.
We use Melvic.
Yeah. Melaleuca. We did all of the oils that would just kill bugs. So Terra Shield, Arbor Vitae, cedarwood, Melaleuca did the lot.
Yeah. even just coconut oil. Like if they get it, using coconut oil with the essential oils, the coconut oil is really good at getting the lice out.
Oh yeah.
A lot better solution than that black tar stuff.
Right? Yeah.
I heard about it. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and braid the hair. That's what we do. Spray, braid. And then summertime when they can be home, they're like, "Oh, we can let our hair down." Debbie Gordon, do you want to add anything to back to school?
Very nicely done. I'm doing a class Thursday night. So I'm really glad I jumped on real fast. I just got out of another class. So thank you. Great suggestion. I really loved the cilantro clove on the big toe. And I went immediately and got fennel in my water. I went, oh, I'm so forgetful today. I need some fennel.
Yeah. All right. So I think I'm going to add that lice spray to our.
That's a great idea.
That is awesome. How can I miss that very important one? All righty, guys. Well, I think we're done for today. Anyone else? Okay, so we'll end our recording. Thank you for joining us, guys, and we'll hang around here and answer questions.